Hey, welcome back to the next lesson in the Field Inspection Mastery course. In this lesson, we're going to be talking about the insurance loss inspection. So this one is pretty important. These are rare, they pay more, so it's important that we learn this stuff and we do it properly. So I'm going to show you the proper way to complete these. I don't have a lot of printed docs or anything for this particular section. However, I'm going to provide as much information as possible. All my docs, I don't have any more docs for this one, but we're going to do the best and get you through this lesson to show you what the basics of what is expected with this one, because every client is going to be different, every form is going to be different. So these are just the basics on how to complete these types of inspections. So always be sure to check with your vendor, your account manager, read your work order instructions for the proper requirements for you to complete this inspection. All right, but for now, you're going to learn the basics. You're going to learn how to complete this and what's expected of you if you receive one of these job order types. All right, so we're going to get into this now. All right, we're going to start with some of the photo requirements for an insurance loss inspection. Basically, most people, they require you to have your four core photos, which is the front, the address, the street sign, and the street scene. Now, keep in mind, some companies might want more core photos, so that's why I says always consult your work order for the photo requirements. All right. So you want your core photos. You want photos of all completed repairs according to the scope of work. You want photos of all unfinished or incomplete repairs according to the scope of work. And then you want a photo of the signature page that the homeowner signs. Now, I'm going to go through all of these things so that you can understand, because I'm pretty sure all of this stuff sounds pretty foreign to you. But don't worry, I'm going to give you definitions. I'm going to, show you how this is done. So don't get discouraged because some of this, the words may sound unfamiliar to you. Trust me, it's easy as pie. All right, so hang in there with me. So let's start with what exactly is an insurance loss inspection. Okay, well, basically, is where we have to go out to inspect a property that has a recent insurance claim on it. So that could be some of the typical terms that people use or companies use for insurance loss inspections could be loss draft, insurance loss, construction draw report, property damage inspection, or it could be called something else depending on the client. But these terms, you may hear me refer to these terms. It is the same thing as an insurance loss. All right, insurance loss inspection. So these terms mean the same thing. They just call it something different. Now, some of the reasons for these kind of inspections are for, like hail damage, fire damage, water damage. These kind of things will, cause a homeowner or, will cause a homeowner to file an insurance claim. I've been to several properties where they had hail damage to the roof. Maybe they had a fire to their home. Maybe a hot water tank burst and they had damage to the carpets and things like that. So, and of course, when we encourage damage like that or situations like that, we want to file an insurance claim so that we can get our property back to the original condition. And that's the same thing with homeowners. Anytime they have a damage anytime they had something that caused damage to their home, they want to put their home back into original condition. So here are just a few examples. To the left, you see a roof that had hail damage. As you can see, there's shingles missing. There's big holes from, looks like very large hail that came in, and it caused this roof to have damage. And the picture to the right, this is fire damage to a kitchen, where a kitchen caught on fire. The cabinets, the walls, all of that damage right there. And then we have some water damage, where the drywall, the flooring. This is a pretty massive loss here. However, I mean, not all losses have to be this massive. These are just examples of, the types of damages, that people file insurance claims for. So the mortgage company basically sends us out to check the progress of work being performed at a property. That is our job. We go out and see how much work has been done. We see if the work has been completed. We don't go into if the workmanship is done properly. We just want to know if the work has been completed at a property, or how is the progress going at the property. So this is the way this insurance works. Most homeowners do not like this, okay? But the mortgage company is usually the one that holds the check from the insurance company until the work has been completed. I've been in situations where the homeowner wanted their check, and this is when it all first started, when the mortgage companies began to get involved. But the homeowner wanted their check, but the homeowner needed to have an inspection first before the mortgage company would actually sign off on the check and send it to the homeowner. All right, so this is what the mortgage company does. Is, a lot of people think it's not right for the mortgage company to do it, but we're going to go into a little more detail on why the mortgage company does it. So, but before we get all into that, we're going to be getting into that later. I just want to give you some basics of what's required with this this type of inspection. All right, so you're usually required to make an appointment with the homeowner, and then the appointment, basically when you make the appointment, your job is to inspect all the repairs on the scope. So what is a scope? All the scope of work that I've been talking about, what is it? Don't worry. It's just a list of repairs from the insurance company. That's it. As you can see here to the right, is a screenshot of some different repairs that were supposed to be done at a property. So basically, it's just a list of repairs. Okay, and basically, this list of repairs is what the insurance company is going to pay for. So, and one important thing, that if you go out to do an insurance loss draft inspection, never do it without a scope unless you're told to. All right, because we're going to get into that, but never do a loss draft inspection without a scope of work, because if you go to a property and you do not have a list of repairs, how do you know what you're taking pictures of? How do you know what you're looking for? So always have your scope with you. So let's talk a little more about the scope and things that we should do and look out for. We are not authorized to take the homeowner's word for any repairs completed. Okay, sometimes you'll go out to a home and for a loss draft, and you'll have your list of repairs, and the homeowners be like, and I've actually run into this situation. Homeowner was like, well, all that is done. And it was like, well, baseboards were missing. It was some water damage or something, and so they would cut out the drywall in a room. But some baseboards were missing. Some of the paint weren't done. Electrical outlets were still uncovered. But the homeowner wanted me, to mark the report as 100% completed. And they told me that everything's done. Everything on that list is done. And as I looked at my list, not everything was done, because again, some of the things were still missing. So never take a homeowner's word for the repairs that were completed. You know, there may be times that we are requested to ask the homeowner to provide us a copy of the scope, because sometimes the companies don't have it and the homeowner has it because the insurance company gave it to the homeowner. So if that's the case, go ahead and ask the homeowner before you go. Once you make contact with the homeowner, ask the homeowner to see if they can prepare you a copy, make you a copy for when you arrive. But if you do have a scope, always take a copy with you for reference, because sometimes those pages can be pretty long. What I recommend, sometimes those scope pages, those list of repairs can be 40 pages long. So what I would suggest is, I usually download mine to a PDF and carry a tablet with me so I can go line by line and mark which areas have been completed, have not been completed, yada, yada, yada. So I always download it so that I can take it with me. See, here's the thing. After the insurance adjuster determines the cost of repairs for any damages at a home, the insurance company will send the homeowner a check, but that check requires the endorsement of the homeowner as well as the mortgage company. Okay, so what happens is, the insurance company will send a check to the homeowner. Now the homeowner has to send the check to the mortgage company so that they can endorse it, and then the mortgage company sends it back once repairs are done. And it's just a way to prevent fraud. All of this came from fraud. It may sound a little confusing, but so if this lesson is a little confusing for you, please reach out to me and I'll be more than happy to, try to clear things up for you. All right, now we're going to talk about why the mortgage company gets involved. They get involved and they have to sign a check before the homeowner can actually deposit it. Because if there are damages, the mortgage company has the right to make sure that the repairs are 100% completed and that the property has been brought back to the original condition before the damages happened. Okay, and here's the thing: most contractors who make these repairs, they already know that they cannot get paid until the work is completed and is inspected for the homeowner satisfaction. So part of our job when we go out, when we inspect, one of the questions that we may ask the homeowner is, are you satisfied with the work performed? So we actually let the mortgage company know if they're satisfied, if the homeowner is satisfied or not. Okay, and once those repairs are completed, the homeowner has signed off on the completed repairs. Now the mortgage company can send a check out and pay the contractors and have the contractors paid. It goes in different ways, but we're talking about the homeowner here, not particularly the contractor, because we're going to go into the contractor later. But that check is being sent back to the homeowner, or it's being dispersed, paying the contractor what they need, and the rest being sent back to the homeowner. But this is where our services are needed, because this is how we help, ensure repairs are completed. This is our job. So we go out and we determine, we look at the list of repairs and we see if those repairs are completed, and we determine how much of it is it 100% completed. We determine a percentage of how much of that work is completed. So that was just the basics of just to kind of give you an overview of insurance loss draft inspections. Now, when you receive an insurance loss draft inspection, we'll run you through some stuff. The first thing that you have to do is call and make an appointment. Okay? Again, most of these, you have to make an appointment. Okay? So, and the appointment should be in daylight hours, and you and the homeowner should agree on a time and date of when you both meet, whatever's comfortable for you both. All right. When you're trying to call and schedule, every time you make a call attempt to schedule an appointment, you have to update your work order, whether that's in the app, you're calling your company, whatever you're sending an email, whatever you need to do, whatever particular instructions your account manager gives you, the company that you're working for gives you, whatever those requirements are, please follow those requirements, because you have to update. You have to make updates on these. These are very, very important that you call to make an update, that you at least attempt a call to the homeowner and you update your work order. And as soon as you have an appointment scheduled, you have to update them as well. All right, so that they can relay that information to the bank and let them know that, hey, okay, an appointment has been set for this day and time. Because I'm gonna tell you, the guys, the quickest way for you to upset your clients is not making these phone calls and setting these appointments. Guys, I mean, I had experiences where I was like totally busy. I was swamped with work, and I was received these insurance loss draft inspection, and I needed to call because the company that I was working for, they required me to make a call within 24 hours. Okay, so but this was a really busy time of month for me, and I was like, oh man, I got to stop and make a phone call, try to schedule this stuff, yada yada yada, So it can be frustrating. I'll be like, oh, I just put it off. But the thing about it is, they're gonna be calling you. Did you make an appointment yet? You need to go ahead and call. Did you make an appointment yet? You need to go ahead and call. Guys, that's more time taken away from you. So the best thing for you to do, and the quickest way, and the best thing for you to do is go ahead and make your calls right away, because I mean, your clients will be upset if you do not make these calls, if you don't even attempt to make these calls. So when you're scheduling these appointments, and let's say the phone numbers that they provided to you don't work. So in that case, you want to go ahead and contact the company that you're working for, your manager, your vendor. Contact them immediately so that they can try to get new phone numbers for you to call. And so when you are making these call attempts, they should be daily, at random times of the day, and it usually requires 3 attempts. Okay. When I was making phone calls, I would, one day, let's say it's Monday. Monday, I call them in the morning. I didn't get an answer. I left a voicemail. Tuesday, I called them mid-afternoon. Didn't get a had to leave a message. Third time, it was like in the evening. So that's what it's just an example of different times of day that you should call if they don't call you back. But once an appointment is made, you don't have to make any more calls. So after 3 call attempts and you have not been able to reach a homeowner, basically they're treated as an unresponsive homeowner. So, and from that point, we're usually not required to make any more call attempts. All right, so after 3 unsuccessful attempts, and that's usually the baseline. All right, so when you are making your updates should include the number, your attempt number. Basically, is this your first call, your second call, your third call? It should include the time that you called, the phone number you called, and your update. What's your update? Did you leave a message? Was there no answer? Was an appointment set? If the appointment was set, you need to tell them the date and the time that the appointment was set for. Now, if you're making calls on the road and the homeowner calls you back, be sure to include the time that call took place. All right? That's on your work order. Now, I'm probably going to get this, but when you're speaking to the homeowner, basically all you have to say is that your mortgage company wanted me to come by and take some photos of the completed repairs and ask them, is everything 100% complete? You know, or are they still working on it? And let's say the repairs won't be completed until Tuesday or something next week. Then then it may be best for you and the homeowner to come up with a mutual time and day. Let's say like a Wednesday or a Thursday the following week. That way, when you go out, everything is 100% completed. All you have to do is just snap your photos, have the homeowner sign off on it, and do whatever else that you need to do, and then so you can roll out. So it's best if you can do it when everything is 100% completed. Otherwise, you may have to go back for another visit. And what most don't know is that usually, we're getting paid to go out there. And usually what most people don't know is usually our fees are kind of tied into the a fee the homeowner gets charged for us to come out. So if you can do it one time and just get it over with, that is going to be your best bet. Now, these due dates, usually we have a standard due date for inspections. Okay. Now, for insurance loss draft inspections, once we enter a date and time for our appointment, our due date changes to that date and time. Now, if for some reason your appointment date and time changed, then you need to make sure you contact your vendor, contact your company, and just let them know that there was a change in the appointment. So communication is going to be the biggest key here. All right, we have to communicate. So because here's the thing, it's not important when the appointment is scheduled for. It's all about setting the appointment for a future date. So basically, I've been in situations where, they gave me a work order, but the homeowner was out of town. So I had to schedule the appointment 3 weeks out, which was okay. I didn't have to do it right away. But the sooner you can schedule an appointment, the sooner that you can know what that day is going to look like, and you can kind of schedule around your day. And I mean, some people will do it the same day. So I've had situations where I'm out and about and I'm running around, and I always keep extra paperwork with me. But I'm running around, and I had a lost draft inspection come in, and I was in that area, so I called the homeowner up, and I was like, "Hey, I'm pretty lax, but was like, look, I can come by today. I'm in the area. I can be by maybe about an hour." And the homeowner, "Oh yeah, that's great. Come on by." And then bam, I've stuck it in my route. Now I've got that done, and I can get it out of the way, and it's completed, and I can turn it on in. So these are some things, you have to do things that is going to allow you to work smarter and not harder. You have to find your groove. Everybody has their own way of doing things, so the key here is finding your groove and doing it. So, all right, let's get back into this. But before you arrive to your appointment, it's always recommended that you print out the lost draft insurance form before arriving. Not the scope. Now, the scope, I recommend you download to a device so that you can look at. You can, if it's a short scope and you're used to pen and paper and a notepad, then go ahead. Feel free. Do what's best for you. All right. So as far as the lost draft form, the lost draft form is what the homeowner needs to sign. So that's the reason why you should print it out. Some of the apps like Easy Inspections or Inspector Aid, they may allow you to sign they may allow the homeowner to sign their name on your phone screen. But if you don't have that capability, then you want to make sure that you have one of those printed out so that the homeowner can sign, because you're also going to have to sign that document as well. And that's the part, the document, the lost draft document, I do not have. However, I did upload a video below this one to kind of show you what that document would look like. That was my personal experience. That was the same document that I seen when I was working these houses. It's just a simple form. So there'll be another video down below this one. Feel free to check it out. It's real short, and then you can kind of have an idea of what you're looking for. All right. Now, you have to realize that we have to dress appropriately. We're going out meeting people. And in other cases, most of the time we're in our car, but even when we're doing these inspections, we shouldn't be walking around looking, with holey pants and tank tops and stains and things on our clothing, because we are professionals. Okay, we're going out, delivering door letters. We're going out meeting with homeowners. Okay, so we are representing our company, rather that be our own company or another company. We have to realize that we are representing a company. So try to refrain from wearing shorts and t-shirts, unless there's a company logo present. Try to avoid wearing holey clothes, tank tops, clothing with stains. I'm not saying you have to go out and with a suit and tie, but maybe a polo shirt and some slacks, or something like that. That's what I was wearing when I was doing these, because I didn't want to look like I was somebody trying to break into somebody's house, because you have to realize that people will make assumptions based on appearance. And there were times where I started out and I was wearing clothing that, I don't know, wasn't so professional, but then people were looking at neighbors and people were looking at me funny, because they thought my appearance did not look like a professional, that I wasn't there to do a professional job. So I then began to wear like polo shirts and just some slacks and some boots, with with my ID badge. And then now, I'm looking more professional, and I'm no longer getting that side eye look, so just keep those things in mind. So now these are just some basic steps on how to complete a lost draft inspection. You want to take all your core photos. You want to make contact with the homeowner. You want to introduce yourself and explain that you are there to photograph the progress of the repairs at the home. And then you want to start taking photographs based on the list of repairs that was provided to you. Now, keep in mind that some of your clients may have additional photo requirements. And we've kind of gone over this, and I've said this on more than one occasion. Always consult your work order. All right? Because that is going to give you your full instructions. And if you have questions, if you have doubts, reach out to your account manager to ask those questions so that you can get clarity on the exact way that they want you to complete this inspection. So here are some special things to take note of once you are on the job site. Materials like roofing materials or drywall or things like that. If they have materials on the job site, that does not constitute a repair because it has not been installed. Those are only materials. So never allow them to say that, oh, the drywall is done because it's here. No, the drywall is not installed. The supplies are here. All right, so we cannot constitute that as a repair. All right. Another thing is that we never sign our name for the homeowner. Never sign your name for the homeowner. In most cases, a lot of times we have to get permission from the client itself if the contractor can sign for it in place of the homeowner. So this is how important it is that we do these inspections properly. We have to have a completed and signed loss draft form. Either it can be scanned, it can be a JPEG pic, but every client is different, so make sure you check with your client. And the other thing is you never provide copies to the homeowner. A lot of times the homeowner want a copy because they are signing a document. Most people who sign a document, they want a copy of it. However, we are not allowed to provide the homeowner with a copy of the document that they sign. All right. If they ask for a copy, just let them know that the mortgage company can provide them copies. Have them contact their mortgage company, but we are never allowed to provide the homeowner with a copy. All right. Never tell the homeowner when they will receive money or when they can expect to see their money. We don't have that information. So don't fabricate something that we don't know. All right. And always take photos of all repairs, whether it's incomplete or completed. All right. And if this is your second inspection for the homeowner, because a lot of times we'll have to go out, maybe 1, 2, 3 times or more, But if this is your second inspection or something, or your third inspection, and they tell you that the other rooms were already inspected and paid for, sometimes they'll do that. If the scope, if your list of repairs has line items on it for a certain repair, then we have to take photos of it. There have been times where the homeowner, I maybe went out the first time, and next time I come out, the homeowner was like, oh, that room is done. The door is closed and locked. The homeowner didn't want me to see that the room was actually not complete. All right. So these are kind of things because people get crafty. People get crafty to collect an insurance money, to collect the insurance claim. So, you don't want to be involved in, insurance fraud and things like that. So you want to make sure that you perform your job correctly. You do what you are there to do, you do what you are paid to do, which is go out there and inspect to see if these repairs were actually completed or not. So we never discuss the percentage of a completion. We never provide our personal opinion of the quality of the repairs. We never discuss how funds are released. We don't know this stuff. We don't talk about any of this stuff with the homeowners, with the contractors. We do not discuss this stuff when you are on the job site. So, it's cool to make small talk with the homeowners and contractors, but never discuss anything related to here unless it's where is the sink that you replace? Where is the drywall section that you replace? You can ask those kind of questions or, but never discuss anything about money, and things like that. And the quality of the repairs that was done, because I've been to some properties where I was like, I wouldn't have paid that contractor to do that because that is a crappy repair. But if the homeowner is satisfied, that's not our business. All right. All right. So sometimes we have to make an appointment with a contractor because sometimes the work is not 100% completed. Usually when we meet with the homeowner, most times, if they're not using a contractor or the contractor has completed all the repairs for them, maybe it was a smaller repair, most times those repairs are pretty completed when you're meeting with a homeowner. Now, when you're meeting with a contractor, sometimes those repairs aren't 100% complete. And sometimes we have to call to schedule an appointment with the contractor. And because contractors will ask for a drawer inspection. And what did I say a drawer inspection is? It's basically an insurance loss appointment. Okay, basically, again, they want us to come out to photograph the progress of repairs, and that's the reason why the contractor asks for these, because they want to get paid a portion of their money for the work that they've already performed. And so that's where we come in. We come in and we inspect, see how much work has been done, and we report that back. And then once all that is cleared up, then the bank sends the contractor whatever portion of the money that they're looking for a draw for. Now, see, part of our job when we go out here is to determine the percentage of the work completed as it relates to the entire scope of the work. So, is the job 50% completed? Is it 75% complete? 90% complete? As in these cases, we photograph completed repairs and all uncompleted repairs. So we have to calculate these percentages. So how do I know what percentage is completed? No big deal. It's not difficult to calculate. It's not difficult to determine what percentage is of completed repairs. It's not difficult at all. So I'm going to run you through a quick formula here in just a moment. But what you want to do is take your list of repairs, which is your scope, and you want to take it with you. Go line by line down the list. Mark on your form what's completed and what's not. Whatever works best for you, okay? Again, you can print it out. You can have an editable document on your tablet. Whatever works best for you. You have to determine what works best for you. But always carry a calculator with you, because these are things that you're going to need. And you can use your smartphone as well, but these are things that you're going to need so that you can ensure accuracy when you are determining your percentage of the work completed at a particular property. So here's the thing. Most scopes, the list of repairs, they have what's called an ACV, which is actual cash value. Okay, and so we're going to be using that actual cash value number. Okay, so you want to, in order to calculate your percentage, you want to use the actual cash value, and that is the total dollar amount for what their insurance company is going to pay, pretty much. So that is what your ACV is. So that is the total amount that is going to cost to have this property restored back to original condition. All right, so you want to take that amount and then divide that number into the total dollar amount of completed repairs, and this will give you your percentage of work completed. All right, so I know that might have been a little confusing, but we're going to take you through a couple of examples here. So the first example here, let's just say the ACV total is $20,000. So basically it's going to cost me $20,000 to fix my house, to get it back to the way it was. All right, and the contractor has, and I pretty much went through the list, the scope of repairs, the completed repairs, and they have about $15,000 of completed repairs done. All right, so that leaves about $5,000 in incomplete repairs, correct? Okay, so what we want to do is take the smaller number and divide it into the bigger, or take the bigger number and divide it into the smaller number. So basically you have your $15,000 in completed repairs divided by your ACV total, which is $20,000, and that gives you a percentage of 0.75. So that means this home is 75% completed. Now guys, this is just simple math, just want to take you back, so as long as you have the formula, you can calculate repairs. Now I want to just show you another example real quick. All right, this here, I don't know if you can see it real well, but bring it up. This here is an example. Now all your forms are going to be different, but this is just an example of like your scope. All right, so you have your list of repairs, and you're in the left column here. All right, these are all your list of repairs. Now on this one, they pretty much calling it a budget, but this is your ACV. Where it says budget, this would be your ACV. All right, and as you can see, we have $16,000 in total. Right here is in progress. So this in progress here, where this is actually going to be your completed column. So this is the repairs. This is the process. You see, this is the process of what they've been completing so far. And so as you can see, some of the dollar amounts match up. It's just one line here where the dollar amount did not match, which is line number 8, which is the electrical and fixtures installed. Okay, so now this is your completed repairs. The $15,287.83 is your completed repairs. So we're going to get a calculator real quick. All right, I wanted to pull up a calculator real quick. So here's a calculator, and as you can see, this was the 15,287.83. So as you can see, the 15,287.83, that is the total repairs completed. That's the total dollar amount of the repairs completed. And as you can see, is 16,000 is the total ACV. So what we're going to do is take that 15,287.83 and divide that into 20,000. And as you can see, it is 0.76. So basically, you want to move the decimal point, and it's 76% completed. So that is what you have. So now we know that this job here is 76% completed. All right. So I just wanted to give you that example real quick. Let's go back into the slides. So basically, it's the same here as in the same example. It had $15,000 in completed repairs, and their total ACV was $20,000, and their percentage came to 0.75, which is 75%. So that is how you calculate your percentages. So once you've calculated your percentages, you want to enter the total that total on your form before the contractor or homeowner signs it. Okay, so make sure you do that. Now, if for any reason the homeowner or a contractor or whatever refuses to sign because they don't agree with your assessment percentage, and there's nothing that you can do. Don't argue with them. Just let them know that you're going to turn it in as is, and but you also want to indicate the reason why the homeowner did not sign the form. All right, but you want to turn it in as is, and down where the homeowner signature, you can put homeowner refused to sign, and you can sign your name in the other section where it tells you to sign your name. So here's some tips. Always take your forms. You can, if you need more time to calculate the percentage, because sometimes it's a learning curve, so you may need additional time, and it may seem like pressure trying to figure it out, and you got the contractor looking at you funny, you got the homeowner looking at you funny. Just let them know. Let them know that you're going to go to your car for a minute, get everything filled out, and come back and have them sign. All right. So don't allow any pressure to don't allow their pressure to influence your decisions um, on your percentages. Okay. Don't allow them to pressure you, because they will. I've had it happen. Because they want money, they want more money, and they want you to put the percentage as close to 100% as possible, so that they can draw more money. But however, if that work has not been completed, let's just say you said the work is 90% completed, but according to the photos that you just submitted, that work only looks like it's 50% completed. So, they will catch it. They will catch it. So don't try to do the homeowner and contractors a favor by upping the percentage amount. Your calculations must be truthful and accurate. Okay, that's the reason why some of these inspections pay more, because we have to do a little more. All right, so don't get caught up in it. Make sure that your calculations are truthful, and make sure they're accurate. Um, every inspection has to be signed by a homeowner, okay? Unless the client does not require it, or you have permission to allow the contractor to sign it. Now, again, every client is different, so you just make sure you check your work order, all right? And if you have questions, contact your vendor. Basically, the form that they're signing is basically a statement stating that they are satisfied and that they agree with the percentage of repairs completed. Okay, and this document also proves that we actually went out there and conducted an inspection. All right, basically, here, I kind of went over this earlier. You cannot verify repairs based on what the homeowner tells you. The scope is your guide. All right. So use your scope. And if you don't have one, make sure you contact your vendor. Let them know that a scope is not attached to your work order. And they will get you one. Or again, you can also contact the homeowner to see if they have a copy and see if they can prepare you a copy. But this scope is going to be very important, because this is your guide, so that you can verify whatever you need to verify those completed repairs for your client. Guys, we are getting paid to determine percentages. Okay? That's what we do. We go out, we take these pictures, and we determine a percentage, and we submit our work. So, guys, and here's situations where if you meet with a contractor on a job, some contractors will try to tell you that the job is more complete than what it is. And I've kind of went through this a little bit. But they will try to, get you to put, 80, 90%, 100%, when the job is 70%. Make sure that you are photographing everything. Make sure you are backing up your claims. Make sure that you have photographic evidence to prove that, certain areas of the job has not been completed. It just saves you time and saves you the headache of having to deal with some of the stuff. So here are some common experiences. Sometimes after the inspection, sometimes the homeowner and contractor, man, they can get so impatient because they want that money. They're frustrated because because they're ready to have it. They need that money, and sometimes now, because we are a representative for the bank, I've been asked to, can you sign this check for me? No. No, I cannot sign that check for you. I am not authorized to sign that check. Just because I am a representative for the mortgage company does not give me authorization to sign a check. So never, never sign or endorse any checks. I don't care how, if they beg you, never do it, because now you're involving yourself in fraud. So here's a summary of this insurance loss inspection. Basically, make phone calls attempts to contact the person on the insurance form. Go ahead and make your appointment with the homeowner within 24 hours if possible. At minimum, make your call attempts. Ensure your photos cover the whole scope before you leave the property. That means any completed repairs and any incomplete repairs. Go ahead and calculate the percentage of completed repairs based on the scope of work provided to you. Have the homeowner sign the loss draft form, and then take a photo of the form with the homeowner's signature and upload it with their results. Basically, this is just a six-step process, and you can get this done. Now, another part of this is called a drive-by insurance loss inspection. Now what? Because it's a drive-by inspection. I kind of cover drive-by inspections up under like no contact bankruptcy. It's almost like the same thing. Another term for what they call is a drive-by. Drive-by inspections don't require you to make an appointment. Especially if it's an insurance, any drive-by inspection doesn't require you to make an appointment. Okay. Some of these insurance loss inspections, they are ordered as a drive-by. You're like, why? Well, one of the reasons why, could be because maybe the property is in bankruptcy. Or they have some other issues going on where the mortgage company, or we're not allowed to make contact, or they just want to see if work is being done at the property. All right. So we go out and we photograph without making an appointment. So again, it does not require you to make an appointment with the homeowner, and you complete it just like a regular inspection from the street. Most drive-by inspections that I've done, were usually for roof repairs. So I'm going to give you an example real quick. Okay, so I started off with the address photo. Basically, this was a roof inspection drive-by. So I got pictures of the roof, different areas of the roof. Now my camera zooms in pretty good, so I'm taking pictures of all the gutter areas, the roof lines. As you can see, some more pictures of the roof. Because sometimes when you're taking these pictures, sometimes you have to take, you might end up with 20 pictures or so for the roof, or even more. See, I like to go above and beyond, so I am just snapping photos from the road. This actually allowed, my camera actually allowed me to go behind the house and snap photos of the roof area there. All right, so I'm just snapping photos of the roof, and that's it. It's a street scene, and this was actually my document, but it didn't come out all the way. Don't know why, but that was actually my document. But I just kind of wanted to give you a view of what, just give you an idea of what to do for a drive-by inspection. All right, and here's the thing, because with drive-by inspections, with the drive-by insurance loss inspections, you still need to look at the scope of repairs. You know, for all the exterior repairs, sometimes it's the roof, gutters, you know, siding, things like that, depending on the damage. But sometimes there are interior repairs included on your scope. When that happens and you cannot access the interior, so you can't verify if those repairs were done or not. So what you want to do is you want to subtract those unverified repairs from your ACV total, and that because you cannot determine an accurate percentage. All right, so deduct that amount from the scope, from the ACV total, and then you can kind of calculate your percentages from there. You cannot report a drive-by loss draft as 100% complete if the scope includes repairs that you cannot view to verify. So if it has interior repairs and you are on a drive-by insurance loss inspection, you cannot say that it's 100% completed because you have not been inside the home to verify that the interior repairs were completed if there are interior repairs on the report. Those repairs have to be deducted from the percentage complete. All right. So even with these drive-by inspections, it still requires you to fill out the loss draft form. And if it asks you for the homeowner's signature, you can just simply put in there drive-by. All right. And that just lets them know this was a drive-by inspection. That's the reason why I didn't get a signature. So I already went through this, but let's say the roof was replaced. You will need several photos showing as many angles as possible from the public street, just like you seen. Just like you just seen in the example I just gave, where I was just taking photos of the roof and I was at the street and just snapping all kinds of photos from the street. So I hope that you guys were able to gain a little understanding here. I hope it wasn't confusing for you. I tried to streamline this as much as possible for you to make it understandable for you. But essentially, don't get tied up in the wordings. Don't get tied up in overthinking all of this. Basically, and just in layman's terms, if you get a loss draft inspection, go ahead and try to make contact. Document your call attempts. If you make contact with the homeowner, great. Go ahead and set your appointment. Go out to the property, take your pictures, calculate your percentage, photograph your document, make sure the homeowner has signed it before you photograph it, upload your results, and then you are done. It's pretty simple. It doesn't take a rocket science to know that, that there's no carpet on the floor, but there's carpet on the list of repairs. Say we're in a bedroom. Say it was damage to a bedroom. All right, so the carpet had to be replaced, drywall had to be replaced, the door had to be replaced, light fixture had to be replaced. So you're going to have these things on your list. So you can walk into a room. It doesn't take a rocket science to know, hey, they still don't have carpet on the floor. That light fixture is not installed yet. So these are all incomplete repairs. So, oh yeah, okay, well, the drywall is done. They've painted, because sometimes it'll be paint, things like that. Okay, well, they've painted. Drywall has been repaired. Room looks pretty good, but the carpet still is not there. Light fixture still not there. So we use these kind of things, and we look at those kind of things, photograph it, and that way when we submit our results, we are showing them what has been completed and what has not been completed. Now keep in mind, some companies, I do work for one company currently where, if I receive one of these, they usually want me to take a picture of every room in the house as well. So I am taking a picture of completed repairs, incomplete repairs, and every room in the house. And I think they require at least two in the kitchen, plus appliance. No, just two in the kitchen. So just keep that in mind. Um, every company, all your clients is going to be different. They're going to ask for different things. So it is our job to make sure that we read our instructions and that we perform our job based on what they are asking us to do. So that pretty much does it for the insurance loss inspection. Please drop comments, questions, send me an email if you have any questions about an insurance loss inspection, and I'll definitely lead you in the right direction. But until next time, check out that video down below, this one, where I am showing, where there's another video where it's showing the form, how to get it, and this is being used through easy inspections. So so that you'll have a general idea of what that form looks like. The video is a little bit blurry, but please check it out so that it gives you an idea. All right, until next time, this course is almost over, ain't it? Well, not the course itself, but this section of the course is almost over. So I hope you guys have been really enjoying this, and I've been tried to be as in much detail as possible. We've got one more section to go over for the residential mortgage section, but we are doing it. So let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you in the next video.